Every name you drop got roots in the grind. History speaks loud, just listen to the line. We struggle to shine, we honor the climb. We're losses hit deep, but sharp in the mind. Real don't flex, they just move with weight. Welcome to the legacy, room A-108, go to the legacy. Yeah.
Hey y'all, welcome back to room A-108. I'm Amber, and today the guys will be discussing the Bears' dominant win over the Eagles in their upcoming game against the hated rival up north, along with playoff previews for NFL and college football. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now here are David and CJ with today's episode.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Room A-108. I'm your host, David. Joining me as always, my co-host, CJ. And we got another episode. Last episode we were talking, we were like, man, hopefully we got something to cheer about. And I just kept saying, even now, I'm still saying it. I'm like, I just can't believe, not only can I not believe our hometown Bears beat the defending Super Bowl champions, it's the way they won. But we're going to start off talking about that game on Black Friday. Just let me know what's your first reaction.
Just super surprised, kind of like you said, the way the game went. You know what I'm saying? I was just hoping that it was a competitive game, that they actually showed up and, represented themselves well and didn't go out there and let that game be the get on track game for the Eagles. That was my worry, because there's been a lot going on in Philly, and I was just, fingers crossed that they didn't go in there and let that be the game that they Philly used the Bears to get right, but they didn't. They showed up and, Lovie Smith mode. That was a Lovie Smith get off the bus running kind of game, man. They, from jump, the run game was there from start to finish. I don't recall there being many, if any, negative run plays. Like every time they handed the ball off to one of those two guys, he got positive yards and chunk yards at that. So, yeah, just happy that they went out there, put forth a good game, came out with a win. And now they got Philly talk radio and all they Philly fans in a frenzy. And it's because of us. So,
love it.
So, yeah, got to love that for sure.
Yeah, it's I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they said with Monungai and Swift both getting over 100 yards rushing, it's the first time since Gale Sayers and Matsui. Right, is that Walter Payton?
First time since Peyton and Peyton.
Matsui. Okay, I'm sorry. I got the generations mixed up. Forgive me, OGs, man. I'm sorry.
They about to come for you.
I know. My bad. It was a great Bears running back. So, Gale Sayers is right there under Walter Payton. So, but, yeah, just still, it hasn't happened. I think I was maybe 6 months old when it happened, if that. So it's just something that hasn't happened in our lifetime. But, it's just something that's not common in football in general, to have two running backs get 100 yards in a game. I never thought that this would be the backfield that it's almost like this is the gold standard in the NFL right now. Because do we have the number one rushing team in the NFL? If not, we're in the top 2 or 3.
Yeah, I believe it's up there.
Yeah.
Definitely in the top 3 for sure, if not 1.
And shout out to everybody who was just begging us to get Ashton Genty with that pick. We didn't need him. We got a 7th round pick in there getting 100 yards, busting ass. So next time you all need to listen to CJ and I, we say we don't need Genty. Now
that was one thing that we were deliberate about.
Yes.
During that draft period when discussing who we wanted. And, but one thing that we both had our, firmly foot planted on not one was a running back. And there's no shade to Ashton Genty. He's having a respectable rookie year.
He had a great game against us.
Yeah, had a great game against the Bears. Despite all of the, dysfunction and his OC just got fired last week. So there's a lot going on with the Raiders as always.
Yep.
In a negative way. But he's still toting the rock and he's still putting up respectable numbers. So when we said we didn't want him, it wasn't like he was chopped liver or something. It was just it didn't fit for what the Bears needed and what they, the basically just what they needed. He wasn't it. There were too many holes in other places to be taking a running back in the top 10. So
perfect segue to actually that I inadvertently brought up the draft, but my brother, Rod, who we had on earlier in the season, he was in town for the holiday, so he was in town watching the game, and we were just talking about Loveland, and he was like, "I don't mind him. I just think it was a wasted pick," and I was in the midst of being in all my Michigan glory of just bragging about my boy, like, man, Loveland is way better than Kmet, man. I can see why we got him. Literally 2 seconds later is when Caleb threw that dime to Kmet. He scored a touchdown. Literally, I couldn't even made it up. I was just like, I don't even know what to say at this point. It was almost like God was just saying, like, shut up, Dave. You're talking too much. So, I'm happy with Loveland. He's doing good this year. That was more so of a luxury pick than a necessity pick, but I'm not going to complain too much. I just thought it was funny that we brought up Genty. Loveland was even on our radar at the time for come draft day. I didn't mind it when we drafted him. Slow start. He's come along strong. I like having the 1-2 punch with him and Kmet. But man, it's just this is the first time. I'm not even going to say 2018 season, but this is the first time I think since 2006 that I've been excited to be a Bears fan. Even in 2018, I always thought we were overachieving that year. We played great. I'm not taking it. I remember that year, the Rams were the defending Super Bowl champs, and I think we lost the game late in the season, but it was close. And it was just like we proved that we can hang with the best of the best that year. But it wasn't. And also, let me take a step back. I'm not saying we're 2006 going to the Super Bowl. I'm just saying this is the most excited I've been as a fan in a long time because we're actually performing up to our standards and our off-season award is actually paying off. So it's exciting, man. And you're starting to see Bears fever all over Chicago. So yeah, it's an awesome time to be a Bears fan, man.
Feels like 2015 Cubs, kind of like arriving a year early.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
I know in your mind, I could have used a better reference. It's a good
analogy, though. I get it.
But yeah, because obviously the Cubs went on to win the World Series in 2016, but they made it to the LCS the year before, and nobody expected it. So that's what this kind of feels like. But like 2018 was a fun year, but something about that didn't. It was fun, and of course, winning, was fun, but something about it didn't feel sustainable. Yeah. With the Santa sleigh and all of the trick plays that were being run, and weird ways that they were scoring. It's something about it didn't seem sustainable. But this feels like a style of play that you could take anywhere. You could play it at home. You could take it on the road. It's going to work. Regular season, postseason. It's going to work. And the thing that felt really good about that game against the Eagles was it's been a while since our team was the one that just kind of snatched the will of the other team to continue playing.
Man.
Like you could just see as the game kept going on that they didn't want to be out there no more, bro. I had mentioned it like that. The D line seemed to be getting so agitated and so irritated that they were just running all over them, that they were starting to overcommit every time, the Bears offensive line would, slant left. They overcommitted that way, and then that backside cut was there all game, especially in the latter part of the game, because they were just, you could see they were getting frustrated, man. They were trying to make a play, and it bit them in the ass. But man, so good to see just domination like that, man. And there was I'm not gonna say like it was kick your feet up like we had it in the bag the whole time. Like, no, there was some periods where you were like, hey, you keep letting this team hang around at home. They're gonna find a way to win a game that they shouldn't win. Yeah. But luckily, I think right after that was the strip on the tush push.
Oh my God, I love
and then that kind of
man.
just. I think that was at the point where
that was it.
The game,
that was it.
Turned, and it was pretty much Bears the rest of the way. But yeah, definitely was some nervous parts where you were like, hey man, you got to put your foot on this team's neck, man. They're at home. Their crowd is just waiting for one little thing to go right so they can, turn the momentum. And if you would have continued to let them hang around, that's a game that you would have been kicking yourself over because you let them find a way to win a game that they shouldn't have won. And we'd have been sitting here like, how the hell did they lose that game? But it didn't happen. They continued on and they did what they had to do and they came away with a dominant win, bro.
Yeah. The couple things I want to touch on before we move on to the next topic, man. First thing is, I don't even know if you've seen it, but it's starting to get a lot more plays now across social media. It's the forgotten art of coaching, and it's just praise to Ben Johnson. And a lot of people, when you look at an offensive coordinator, look at play calling, people always look towards passing, scheming to get people open. Look up Ben Johnson's run blocking scheme, and it's unreal the stuff that he does that we don't see as fans. Like when you get the game film and you're looking behind from tackle to tackle, and you're getting that game film, you're just looking, you're like, wow, this dude is literally a genius. Like the way he's positioning certain players. We think people are just going in motion, the old school Madden way. You go in motion to see if someone's running zone or man, but he's motioning people to kick out on it. I'm literally, if you haven't checked it out, man, type in Ben Johnson run blocking schemes with the Bears. It's unreal, man. It's just anybody that's an X's and O's fans, please check it out because it's like you really get to see the mind be like behind Ben Johnson and why we hired him. It's much deeper than that.
It's no longer, like you said, the motioning to dissect man or zone. It's motioning to find, I can't use the word, but motioning to find who we about to take advantage of.
Where's the softy? Where's the softy?
Mm-hmm. Like if you've seen Waterboy, you know what I was getting ready to say, but I ain't going to say it. But yeah, you motioning to try to find, the person that we about to take advantage of. And that game probably had 10 plus, 12 plus, 15 plus examples of just motioning somebody and then the play in the first 2 seconds of the play, you're like, oh, well, that's what that was for. They found who they wanted to pick on,
It's unreal. And what makes it even better is like there was this one video on TikTok. I'll send it to you so you can see, man. It was they highlight the offensive movement, right? And then as they're highlighting the offensive movement, like people going in motion and just the formation itself, they highlight the defenders as it's happening, and you see how lost they look. They just look like they're just that in itself. All it takes is this one brief second of you just second guessing what you think is going to happen, or even just being lost. That's all it takes. That's the difference between a yard gain and a 20-yard gain. But man, please, anybody, it's just. Especially if you're a football nerd and you'll appreciate it. Just be like, man, okay, I can see why they hired this guy. And it makes sense. I never even thought about that. Like, yeah, I know they had David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm like, those are two badass running backs. Mm-hmm. So that's why they have a good running game. They had a good offensive line. No, it's because he schemed them, and he schemed those plays, and that's why they succeeded. So, but also what I wanted to touch on, what you were saying about we didn't necessarily dominate that game against the Eagles, but from start to finish, it was our game to lose. And that's where I was like, that's a different feeling. Like even this season, we haven't really had that. It's always we've lost the lead and we had to come back. We lost the lead and had to come back. And this was like prime time. Show up, and we showed up, and I was like, man, last episode, like I always say, man, we're on podcasts, so what we say is on wax. I said verbatim, I'm expecting us to lose. I went in with like, if we lose, I just want us to look competitive. That was all I wanted. Let us look competitive and, so we can have something to look forward to. And now I sent you a text. You remember what I sent you? I said, what if, bro? What if? And that's all I said. And if you knew what I meant, it's just with, I'm drawing a blank, man. Who just lost? Oh, but the Rams losing.
Mm-hmm.
Bears moved to the number 1 seed in the NFC, right? All I'm saying, I'm not immediately jumping on the bandwagon, but having to go through Chicago the entirety of the playoffs in January, with the exception of the Packers, man, I'm not saying that they have the advantage over us. I'm just saying weather-wise, I'll take us over any other team in the NFL. So, man, cautious optimism, man. But I'm just saying, what if? What if?
For sure, man. For sure.
But it's a good segue though, since I brought the Packers.
Where does this weekend, and we got another one coming up in 2 weeks, play them twice in 3 weeks. Where does this weekend stack up for you in comparison to the game, as they like to call it, a weird, lame kind of whatever, man? Where does it stack up in the fandom of your two favorite football teams?
So I think it's different because in college, I mean, of course they're getting paid now, but there's a genuine hatred amongst the players of each other. I don't think the players really hate each other when it's Bears and Packers. You can sense the rivalry though. There's definitely more energy brought to the game. It's just different with college. Like, I mean, you know, with college, man. I mean, it's Miami has all the Florida rivals or whatever, so it's not comparable to me personally. I would say it's exciting to watch as a fan, but it's just different. Like, and I don't want to talk about the game, man. I don't want to have too much to talk about, but with the Bears and Packers, man, it is. To me, I think it's the biggest rivalry in NFL, and I don't even think it's close. What's another rivalry that can even come close to even?
I would say Steelers Ravens, but that one doesn't have as long of a history as, you know, I think Bears and Packers is probably the one hated rivalry that stretches the longest amount of time, the longest time span. You know, two of the original teams, you know, found in the NFL.
Hallis and Lombardi, you know, it goes way back.
So yeah, I would say, you know, Ravens and Steelers, that gets chippy for sure. Was it Cowboys and Eagles? I guess. But
Chiefs and Raiders usually.
Chiefs, Raiders, but yeah, I would say the most historic is probably it's definitely Bears and Packers.
Yeah. I don't even think it's close. Still same subject, but I want to touch on this first. What does Vegas see that we don't see for the Packers to be 7-point favorites going into this game?
Well, I mean, what it tells me is that they're still not sold on the Bears. You know, they probably look at that win that they just had over the Eagles as more to do with the dysfunction of Philly as opposed to, you know, dominance and, you know, a good football team in the Bears. They you know, just don't believe like a lot of people. You know, they don't see it yet. There's nothing that I've seen from Green Bay, especially offensively, that would make me believe that they're, you know, a 7-point favorite. You know, when you start talking about, when you get it to 7, 6.5, 7+, you talking, that's like blowout territory.
That's my point. That's I'm like, if 2.5, 3 points, 3.5 at most. Okay, I can see that. They're at home. I get it. 7-point favorite is almost like if you lose, it's an upset.
Oh, for sure.
And we're better record, number one in the conference, number one in the division, 7-point underdog.
And they just played the Eagles 2-3 weeks ago, and that was a snooze fest of a Monday night football game because neither one of those offenses could do anything. Green Bay was at home and couldn't muster up anything on offense, basically. So, I don't know, man. I've always said that there's nothing about Jordan Love and their offense that scares me. Of course, they're professionals, and if you miss an assignment or you give them opportunities to take advantage, they're going to. They're NFL players. But am I more afraid of the Packers? Excuse me, the Packers offense or the Rams offense? The Rams.
Absolutely.
You know, am I more afraid of the Packers offense or the Lions offense? The Lions when they're fully healthy. So yeah, I don't get that. That's not a game that I expect to be, creeping towards a blowout status by any means.
Yeah. So I last time I felt like your brother was ready to kick my ass when I made a prediction from FanDuel prediction, DraftKings prediction, but to me personally, I think taking the Bears with the points is a safe bet this week. I mean, granted, anything can happen, but for me, I'm going to place that bet. And it's going to be in my parlay. That's going to be the first one I'm taking.
We'll be taking the Bears and the points, and probably some rushing yard props. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to finagle mine a little bit too. So because I think that there's a good chance they'll win, to increase the odds, I'll probably take less points. I'll probably take the Bears with like a 5 or 4 points just to increase the odds a little bit.
Plus 3.5, maybe, plus somewhere around there.
So this is my opinion. I said it last year. I mean, we had a bad season, but I think and I'm hoping that Caleb is going to be the Lambeau Field spoiler. So before the season started, I say this every episode, but I'm going to keep referencing it. First episode of this season, we talked about what we thought the Bears were going to do before the season started. And I had us winning at Lambeau and losing at Soldier Field. Because I think because we won in Lambeau last year. And Caleb stepped up in the clutch again. We hit the game-winning field goal from Santos to close out our season. And I think we're going to keep that rolling. I think he's going to play strong in Lambeau. And I think that's going to be, hopefully, his career niche of being the Lambeau spoiler and coming in there. And hopefully he can do the Aaron Rodgers back on them. So that's what I'm hoping for, but that's probably my incredibly biased opinion.
My picks don't even matter anymore, bro. They don't. I picked them to win 9 games. They already at 9. They're going to blow past, my prediction, which is fine by me,
Okay, so let's do it mid-season on the fly. We didn't even think about this. I'm bringing it up just now for the first time. The remaining schedule, right? We're at 9-3. You have us winning this week.
Left. Yes.
You have us winning this week, so we moved to 10-3. I also have us winning this week. I had us at the beginning too. You have us beating the Browns. I know. I'm just asking because that's who they have, and I agree. So 11-3, keeping our spot number 1, and we play the Packers at home. You think we win that game? Okay, you got 12-3. I still think we're going to lose. I don't think we're going to run the table the rest of the way. So I think we're going to drop to the Packers. I am going to say I think it's interchangeable between. I don't think we'll lose to both the Packers and the Lions. So if we beat the Packers, I think we'll lose to the Lions, but we'll get there. After that, we have the 49ers, right? And what do you think?
I'm gonna mark that one down as an L. I think they'll show up.
Going there, right?
Yeah, I think they'll show up and play well. There's nothing really about their offense that should scare anybody anymore. It's not the same offense they had when Debo was there in his prime, and he's the chess piece moving all around. Of course, they still got McCaffrey and they got Kittle, but I think they can match up against that team and play well. But I'll still give
going out to West Coast.
Yeah, I'll give San Francisco the edge playing at home.
Okay, I have us winning that game. I'm a little more hesitant now because, like I said, going out to it is in San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
So, but I'll give us the win for that one, and then to close out the season, we have Detroit. So, what do you think with that?
But at home, they're gonna split. They're gonna get their payback for that. But I don't know. I want to say they're gonna get their payback for that showing that they put up in week 2. But if those first 4 games that we just mentioned go the way that I just said that I'm predicting that they will they even have anything to play for in that final week? We're at a point now where we're talking about something we wouldn't even imagine talking about, which is resting starters in the final week of
starters of the Chicago Bears in 2025.
In the final week of the regular season.
It's insane, man. Actually, technically that would be 2026 at that time, right?
Yeah, it will be in January by then. But I don't know, man. I'll put it down as an L solely because of what I just said.
So you have us.
They'll be resting starters, and that'll be Detroit playing our 2s and 3s. They'll be playing against Case Keenum, and some practice squad running backs, and Zacchaeus may be the best receiver on the field. You're gonna sit DJ, you're gonna sit Rome, probably sit Luther. Maybe you give Luther some snaps just because to get him some more snaps as a rookie. But you'll have an entirely different offensive line. Yep. All of your defensive starters will be sitting. So yeah, man. We'll give Detroit that one. We'll give them a W because we rested our big guns for for the divisional round because we'll have a bye.
So we have different wins, losses, but we have the same 3-2 record. So 12-5 to finish the season. Is that enough for us to finish the first seed?
That's a good question. Let's look at who the Rams have left to play. Let's pull up and this is great visually for
Oh no,
podcast
hey,
to be.
everyone gotta live. We're using my phone to record right now, so I would pull it up myself if I could, but I feel naked without my phone.
So for the Rams, it's the Cardinals this week, the Lions next week, then the Seahawks, the Falcons, and then they finish against the Cardinals again.
They'll probably finish with a better record than us. I can see them dropping.
You got the Lions game and the Seahawks game.
I think they could take
what
the
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
If we both go 3-2 and we finish it first?
I think they'll take the Seahawks out because I'm not. Darnold's having a good year. The Seahawks are doing good, but I don't think they're going to mess with the Rams. Are still the Rams. McVay is still McVay.
Give me the Seahawks in that defense
To beat the Rams?
Absolutely. It's in Seattle.
I mean, that helps.
With that defense.
I just think the Rams are, to me personally, I think the Rams are the best team in football right now. So that's the only reason why I say that. They have the best coach. They're firing on all cylinders. You know, the last couple years since the last Super Bowl, they haven't been healthy. Lost Donald. I think they finally found their way again. I think they're back to where they need to be. That said, I'm not saying we can't beat them. I'm just saying if, gun to my head or anything like that, someone made me make a pick like who's the best team in the NFL and you had to pick somebody, the Rams is who I'd pick. But it'll be close. It'll be close. And that's if the Bears finish the season like we think they will. It could all also go downhill, and they could also finish with the record that you had them with. Very likely, in perfect Bears fashion, finish the season 9-7 or 9-8.
I would not be coming here happy to say that I predicted their win-loss total correctly. If
either of us, I had 10-7, you had 9-8.
Yeah,
either one of those,
I'm
not
9-3, and they dropped 5 in a row to finish the season. Like, man, we'd be ready to riot, bro.
We have to have it at least 11 wins at this point for me to be 11 wins. I'm content. I'm content with 11 wins. It's one more than what I projected us to win. But being at 9-3, it's at least. I mean, you got to, because that means we finished the season 11-6.
Mm-hmm.
That means we won one of the last 5 at that point. No, yeah, one of the last 5.
Yeah. So, but I think they have a prime opportunity in front of them to. They hold their playoff destiny and seeding destiny in their own hands right now.
Yep.
They're sitting at the top with some key games, some winnable games, and they absolutely can, hold off the Rams and, finish with the number 1 overall seed. And we'd be, if that comes to fruition, like, come on, man.
That's why I say 06. Because 06 we had home field, and I have vivid memory of that game of New Orleans coming here when it was snowing.
Mm-hmm. I was there.
You were at the game?
Yep, I was working at Soldier Field that year.
And that's when they had Breeze. That's prime Breeze. It just blew them out. I think it was like 30-3 or something like that, or 30-10. It was a blowout. It wasn't even close. So that's just wishful thinking, man. It's just it's exciting to be a Bears fan right now. I think this week will be a gauge to how we finish the season. See how we hold up in Lambeau. See if the team is still riding the high off last week.
Another game, unfortunately, I'll be listening to on the radio because I'll be at work. But yeah, man, yeah, that's tough. I'll be off for the rematch in a couple of weeks. It'll be the the night of the Christmas party. But yeah, man, I'm just hoping that man, I really would love to be doing a little talking on social media. To some certain Chicago-based Packers fans.
I don't get that either. Like, it's just weird. First of all, like, it's not cool colors, so it's like you can't even do that. Like green and yellow, that's not even a cool color. And like, what is why? Like, Have you ever been to Green Bay?
Just to be contrarians, man. That's what it is.
People that think it's cool to go against the grain,
Mm-hmm.
anti-hipsters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go against the grain, hop on bandwagons. You know, that's what you got to deal with some of these cats out there, man.
What's funny to me is so as a Bears fan, like when we lose to the Packers, it's just like, all right, we've been crap. Packers are better. That's fine. But whatever with Packers fans, it's like whenever the Bears beat them, it's like, oh, finally beat us. It only took you. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, dude, just take the L like a man and keep it moving, man. Just like, all right, yeah, you got us, and keep it moving. Like, I don't know, don't be bitter this year when we come in.
Yeah, because when
be in your own home.
When they win, it's a bunch of talking.
When they lose,
but then when you lose, you don't want it. Okay, all right.
We could segue a little bit because I was kind of like that, I guess, this week with Michigan.
But if you lose and you gonna go the route of, well, finally, or try to make it seem like, you know, it's something that should have happened, then, you know, when you beat us, you know, shut up to it because it should have happened, right? So
did you see my post?
Which one?
About Michigan.
Oh, how many days it took?
I had to. But someone came right in the comments and said the most Ohio State thing possible. They were like, oh yeah, it took us a couple years after you all cheated or whatever for so long. I'm like, see, I just said, you know, it took you that long. I was being petty, of course. I'm just a petty person. But my thing was, I'm like, yeah, Ohio State was the better team. They were the better team last year, and they lost. Like, they were the better team. They should have won. Ohio State is a better football team than Michigan this year.
Damn, clip that. Damn.
Yeah,
somebody
they were better. I will
clip
admit that. Why? I'm not going to sit here and cry and say, "Oh, they won because they paid $20 million."
Gave some Ohio State fan all the ammo to clip that and just play it on the loop every year.
I don't want to be a hypocrite. I don't want to be a hypocrite.
Room A-108's own David Galvin professing that Ohio State is the better team. They just gonna play it on the loop every year.
My thing is, like I said, they were better last year. They were way better last year. Michigan was awful, but guess what? 13-10. Didn't matter. Michigan won. I was cool. Yeah, Ohio State won a national championship. I didn't care. If Michigan doesn't win, I don't care. But guess what? We beat them. So I was cool with it. So my thing was, I was expecting us to lose this year. I'll tell you what, they started off the game great, though. Michigan started off the game great. And I was like, all right, man, we're bringing it. We're at home. It's just, Michigan is so young, man. We had 6 starters on offense. The whole offensive line is pretty much all freshmen or first-year starters. On defense, we had people out. It was too much. We already don't have a good enough team on paper. And for us, Michigan's not good enough to beat down people and go blow for blow with the best people in the country. Like, I said it last week. I'll say it again. Before the season started, I thought that Michigan would be on the cusp of making the playoff, which they were before this game, but just missing out, which they were. So they're about as good as I thought they would be. And they make a good bowl game this year. They'll probably finish somewhere in around like the 15th, maybe 16, depending on how much they jump after these losses from championship week. But I'm really excited to see the Ohio State-Indiana game. I think too many people are sleeping on Indiana. And I'm not, I promise you, I'm not just saying that because I'm anti-Ohio State. I'm saying it because Indiana, that coach is really just, because they don't have the studs everyone else has. He's just taken Indiana to another level for them to make it to the Final Four last year. You know, and I'm sorry, not Final Four. I'm sorry, the playoff, the college football playoff. I'm still forgetting that we have 12 teams in the playoff instead of 4. That nobody was expecting it. I think they're going to make bigger noise in the Big Ten championship game than people think. So I'm looking forward to that game, only because even if Indiana doesn't win, I think people will actually respect them because I think it'll be close. Also, the ACC, man, what happened with that? That's a game that I don't think anybody wants to see. It's Virginia and Duke, right?
Yeah.
And basketball, I would be excited to watch that.
ACC can't get out of their own way, football-wise. So it's a mess, bro. It's a mess.
Some things have to happen for Miami to make it. It looks like it probably will, and you all probably will get in the playoff.
The only thing that they have going for them is, you know, with the last rankings that came out, they're at 12. Notre Dame is at 9, and they always talk about how the committee, when they in their meetings and they're talking about the teams and where they're going to place them, they put them in like these 3-team pods, you know, and they put them up on the screen and they discuss it. So now with Notre Dame sitting where they are and Miami sitting where they are, now they'll be, you know, close enough together to where they'll be mentioned in the same whatever you want to call it, the
same group,
the same little pod or whatever it is. So that's the only thing that they have going for them. So that when, you know, that conversation takes place, you know, now that week 1 head-to-head matchup can finally be discussed, and we'll see. You know, I think I mentioned, you know, a couple episodes ago, like Miami put themselves in this position, bro. Like, you lost to teams that you shouldn't have lost to, and now you're in a position where you're begging for mercy and, you know, asking the committee to, you know, to put you in. I don't know, man. Arguments could be made for both sides, man. Should the head-to-head matchup mean something? Sure. Should
strength schedule.
I mean, not even that. Just, you know, the eye test. Who's peaking when they should be peaking? When you take into consideration how both teams look ending the year, you know, that should be taken into consideration. But, you know, like I said, you haven't heard me doing any caping for Miami, man. Like, they put themselves in this position, bro. Like, if you thought that you were a CFP contender, you should have went out there and played like it against Louisville and SMU, and we wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation.
It's great to be across from a fellow realist of their team, man. 'Cause I agree, man. You got to take accountability for what you're doing.
It's the Mario Cristobal show, bro. It's what his teams do every year. Every November, December, they lose a game or two that they shouldn't. And, you know, now the season is shite. So that's what they get, man. Like, I can't even, you know, I wouldn't even feel right sitting here like pounding the table for them to be in. Do I want to see them get in? Would it be cool? Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna cheer for them. That's my team. But, like, I don't know, man. It's just, no. And you should have been playing for an ACC title. You should have been, you know, dog walking Duke or Virginia and, you know, making a case for yourself to be a, you know, a top 2, top 3 team in the country like you were at one point.
Yeah.
And, you know, now you're sitting here begging for mercy. Like, go. Whatever happens, bro.
Yeah. I think if Alabama upsets Georgia, will that mess up your chances?
No, I think what they would want is they would want Georgia to beat the dog shit out of Alabama.
Right. No, I'm saying if Bama beats, because that means they're going to find a way to flip.
If Bama beats Georgia, that means Bama goes higher, Georgia's going to fall, but Georgia's not going to fall far enough to where they're completely out of the mix now. They're going to fall somewhere to maybe they'll switch spots. You know, Alabama
Doesn't Miami
goes
need somebody to lose to make it, or are they sitting at 12?
They're sitting at 12.
Okay.
So they would have to jump up to 10 to avoid the 2 last team out spots, because whoever's at 11, whoever's at 12 gets booted out for, you know, the 2 last conference winners. Okay. So 11 and 12 will go to the ACC winner and the other conference. It's another conference. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but yeah. So they would have to jump to 10, just to find themselves in the mix. So whatever happens, somebody's going to be upset. You know, whether Miami stays where they are and they're left out, you know, they'll have a bunch of fans, you know, pissing and moaning about that head-to-head matchup not mattering. And if the committee, you know, goes into the meeting before the last rankings and they say, well, yeah, that head-to-head matchup should matter. And now you have Miami leapfrog Notre Dame, and now Notre Dame's out. Oh, wait till think you hear some pissing and moaning from some people, you really gonna hear it then with them.
Yep.
Degenerates in South Bend, bro.
I already know.
Can't stand them.
Yeah, I always say, when I say I'm not a fan of program it's usually the fans that do it for me. And Notre Dame is one of them. They're in my Mount Rushmore of hated franchises, programs, whatever you want to call it.
Them, I mean the school too. The people who in positions of power there, they make it easier to hate them as well. You know, acting like they're better than everybody, refusing to join a conference. You know, wanting to put themselves on a pedestal, you know, and remain independent. And mean, from a money standpoint, I get why they do.
I was
it.
gonna say I get it from a money standpoint.
But they've been doing it before. It was
Yeah.
an all strictly now it's
always
at the point now in
prestigious.
2025. Of course, it's a money thing. But before it was just we're better than everybody.
We're Notre Dame. I hate that. Oh, we're Notre Dame. That's why.
The Golden Domers.
A forehead punch when someone says that. We're Notre Dame. Oh my god.
That one jersey they got with the shiny gold helmet, it is fire though. I will say that. But everything else I can't stand. They fans. I can't stand some of their players.
So many people want to talk about Notre Dame. They're like, "Oh, Rudy." Do we understand that movie was about a fifth string, sixth string person that got no playing time for 4 years, and his claim to fame was getting one tackle?
I have no idea what the hell that movie's even about. Never seen it. We'll never see it.
Well, I just told you. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It's a guy that
Whoop-de-doo. For whoever's seen it, whoever likes it.
If you want to watch something with Sean Astin, watch Goonies or Lord of the Rings instead. Rudy, you're good.
Watching no damn
Or
Rudy.
Stranger Things. Catch up. Stranger Things. Watch that.
The only Rudy I care about is my dad. R.I.P. to my father, Rudy. Watching no damn Notre Dame movie named Rudy. Get out of here. Ain't happening, Jack.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, before we head out too, got some merch finally. Shout out to my brother Rod for hooking us up, but got some Room A-108 merch. Right now we just got some, I'll call them prototypes. We only got a couple in for a select few people. We don't have much in, but soon possibly maybe available for sale eventually. We'll see.
And in the coming weeks and months, we'll probably do some giveaways.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Give some out, maybe do some some live episodes, and maybe do some trivia, something that we can engage with the watch with our followers, with our following, and hand out some free T-shirts and some other stuff.
Yeah, that's something that CJ and I talk about quite often. Is just what's a way to get the followers engaged. Like, I always say this, but we're just two guys on the couch, literally talking sports. We're no better than anybody, no different than anybody. We're just if Dodgeball was a movie, we are the average Joes just talking about doing the same thing that you all do every single day. And that's all we're doing. But we also want, we appreciate the support that you all give us, but we also want you all to be engaged, be a part of the podcast. This isn't something just we want you all to sit here and watch us all the time, but we want to do things that, makes it fun to be a part of this journey along with us. So we got some ideas, these shirts, also probably something that we've given out to guests.
I got an idea.
What's up, man?
Man, next year for Thanksgiving, we should do a giveaway.
That's
where,
Skybox.
Yeah, R.I.P. to Skybox.
I know, right?
I wish Skybox was still open. We should do a giveaway where, whoever the lucky winner gets to host, me, you, and Amber at their crib for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Well,
we get to come there, eat their food.
I don't know, man, because I can't eat everybody's food, man. So
yeah, that's
can't
right.
Eat
bro.
everybody's food, man. It's not.
Yeah, somebody might win that, and I go look at their page or something. But like, I'm
nope.
good on going over there, bro. They might have cats on the counter while they cooking and shit.
Maybe we'll figure something out, man. We'll figure something out.
Hey, that was a terrible idea. I thought about it, and I was like trying to find a way to fandangle some free food and drinks.
It's good if someone wins that can throw down. I'm like someone that can really, really throw down.
Some like food influencer one.
Yeah,
or something.
that would be awesome.
Yeah, but man, I ain't going to Becky's house. She got
raisins and potato salad.
Yeah, man, got a damn orange cat walking across the counter while she cooking in the videos.
Like Garfield.
Ugh, bro. I'm gonna have to pass, bro. I will pass.
So we say that we took the long route to say we got some things planned right now. We're in the midst of the Bears season, especially the Bears. Football seems to be our primary topic most of the time, but we also want to start mixing some other things in there. So, we held off for a while, but now we're about to start going full steam ahead as far as having guests back on. So stay tuned with that.
Yep.
And if we ever reached out to you and we haven't heard from us, be ready. Be sitting by that phone. If you see A-108 come across your caller ID, better not be scam likely.
Don't try to spin the block in like 2028. When we done blown up, because I'll answer and I'll send you some coordinates to meet for the episode. It's gonna be a damn abandoned warehouse.
Yep.
And you're just gonna pull up. You can record by yourself.
Can't do it.
Yeah, all them people that's left us on red or don't want to respond. Hey man, we ain't about to hound nobody or beg nobody to come join us. The people who've come, they'll tell you how dope the experience is and good conversation and all that. But ain't nobody about to beg nobody to come join us, man.
If we're reaching out to you, it's because there's a couple of reasons. But first of all, we respect the work you've accomplished, either in high school, college, or beyond. You're someone that we consider legendary within, right now in this podcast, within our small community, mostly District 205 area, predominantly Thornwood so far, or someone that we really value and someone that we think that people should get to know and hear their story. So we're not just reaching out looking for people because we have people come up to us all the time and want to be on the podcast. But if we're reaching out to you, I'm not saying you should be flattered, but we're just letting you know that there's a level of respect there we have for you. So we would hope you would honor us to come on, but we have plenty of things in the work already. So that's something that
I could do without some of the inquiries, some of the people.
Oh, for sure, that's the first thing.
That's how I know it's almost time to wrap this up. I'm getting ornery and angry and stuff, bro. It's time. I gotta go eat and go lay down, bro.
No, I feel you. That's the first thing most people say. Like, and it's no disrespect. Maybe a little bit disrespect, but like
it is because why the hell do we want Jason from UPS on the pod?
And the thing is, like, I wouldn't expect anybody to if I be like, what do I bring to your podcast? Even now, like, what do I bring to your podcast? Because I have a podcast, I don't bring much. Like, if you want to have me on because you would like to maybe share some of our followers or whatever, I get that, but I'm nobody. I wouldn't expect. I don't even have the audacity to be like, hey man, let me be on your podcast. Like, no, what do I? No, I'll argue with you on Facebook. But it's the first thing. That's since we. Am I right? And most people we've talked to that have a podcast, that's like the first thing people say. Like, oh man, I saw your podcast. You should have me on sometime.
Like, for what? I'm about to start just saying that, dude. Like, I ain't gonna keep taking the diplomatic route. I'm just be like, for what?
You good with your words, man. When you want to, you're real good. You're really good at saying
I'm
things.
Really good
with
feelings. I'm really good with writing out my thoughts. Like,
there you go.
I'm a better, how do you put it? I articulate myself better in writing than I do verbally.
AI doesn't have anything on you. If I need to word something, I'd rather send it to you and send it back to me.
Yeah, man. English was my favorite course in school, man.
That's what's
I
up.
love breaking down sentences and word structure, sentence structure, and all of that. Like finding new ways to, to say something 15 different ways. Like it's dope, man.
I'm a reader too, so I ain't got no choice. You know how many times you go through a book and you got to, what the hell is this word? You got to look it up. I see you still. You always post words of the day too, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. Sure. Honestly, I keep doing that because so many people have come to me saying that they like it. It's refreshing to see a word of the day in my story instead of cheeks and so many people have said that, bro. I just keep doing it, because I like it too. But I do it for the people who reached out and said that they like it too. So it's for me and it's for y'all.
It's good stuff, man. Love it. Love it.
Sure. Got to keep it going.
Got anything else before we head out, man?
Nah, man. Thanks to Amber for coming prepared today.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff, Amber. Make sure you all show respect in the comments. So that's something we're going to keep up. Wear your A-108 shirt next time.
Yeah, man. She was being insubordinate last week. She refused to shoot the intro last week.
CJ wasn't going for none of that. I had to speak on your behalf. Yeah. All right, y'all. But it's been another episode. We have two happy hosts here.
Absolutely.
For being Bears fans. And hopefully we come back next week with the same energy. But
it's either going to be up a notch or anger level going to be through the roof.
Broken. Everything.
So I ain't going to be broken. Just going to be pissed off and, talking trash about that weak team up north.
I'm not. We can skip. If we lose, we can skip a week.
We get blown out, we just going to skip a week.
Yeah, catch y'all later.
We'll talk to y'all once we beat the Browns.
Yeah,
we come back
go.
in here like it never happened.
Shador don't want none of us.
Act like the Green Bay game didn't even happen. We should go.
Like, what game?
Yeah.
No, we play them next week.
They got lost in the Matrix, man. We can't even.
I don't even. But yeah, we'll see. I don't think I'm not gonna go back down that road. But 7 points, man. I was like the audacity. So we'll see. But
score prediction. Put it on wax.
We win by 7, no matter what the score. We win by 7. Just to say F you to Vegas, we're gonna win by 7.
Hey man, we coming back in here next week. Bears beat the Packers 24-13.
I'll do 20-13, just to be 20-13. So I put something on wax. I'm not confident at all about that score, but
I'm very confident about that. 24-13 or worse.
One of us, 50% is a good number. So one of us
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. We're gonna clip that. We're gonna have that rolling. That's gonna be a short next week after we
win.
After we win, we're gonna have to clip.
I'll just delete it from the episode.
Somebody gonna go back at you. They go, hey man, y'all altered the episode. We're missing a chunk out that joint.
I don't know what to talk about.
Hey man, we don't know what happened with that, man. You gotta blame YouTube, bro.
I don't speak that.
All right.
But all right, yeah. If we don't, nothing else.
Nah, man. We good.
Right.
We good.
Well, it's another episode from two happy Bears fans. Happy holiday to everybody. Like Amber said, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to all of our social media.
Listen
Anywhere.
to the woman.
Go ahead.
Listen to the woman.
Yeah, anywhere where you see any type of social interaction, we're there. A-108's there. Just hit the little like button. This, see this? All it takes is support. That little movement right there. And we're happy. That's all.
For sure.
But until then, we'll holler at you next week. Room A108.
Yes, sir.
108.